Okay, now let's talk about some math operations in Python. So before I go into that, let me uh, tell you something about assignment of variables. So I can do this. So uv is equal to 1 comma 2, right? What this will do is basically it's a easier way to assign u and v simultaneously at the same time to 1 and 2 respectively, right? So it's instead of writing u equal to 1 and then right, so u equal to 1 and then next line v equal to 2, well, you can just do u comma v is equal to 1 comma 2, right? So that's a shortcut way of assigning to variables, assigning values to variables, right? um, and another thing that I want to talk about is how to create a tuple. So if I say u is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, well, what's happening here? So am I assigning u to three values? No, actually what happens is that if you check the type of u, it's a tuple, right? So basically when you ideally we had to put this one, right, to make it into a tuple, but it's not necessary. You just even without a bracket, it will just the Python will interpret that as a tuple, right? So that's a way to create a tuple. Now let's talk about math operations. So let me create two variables a b, which is equal to 2 comma 3. Now let's try to add them. So addition is simple, right? A plus b, that's 5. Now a star b is for multiplication, right? Now and then a divide b, this is for division, right? So 2 divided by 3 is 0.66, etc. And now also you can do raise to something, right? A star star b is will give you 8. So basically 2 to the power of 3, right? That's 8, right? So this is to raise a number to another number. So you use double star. Single star is for multiplication, right? Now, what you can also do is to find remainder, right? So for remainder, you just use a percentage. A percent b is the remainder, which is 2, right? So a is 2, b is 3. So when you divide, the remainder will be 2, right? Or maybe you want to create maybe some other example, 4 comma 2, and then a percent b, this will give me 0, right? Because 2 divides 4, so the remainder is 0. Now if you want to check the quotient, it's simple. A double slash b, this will give you the result as well. So when you do double slash, this is basically the quotient, right? So when you divide 4 by 2, so the quotient is 2, right? Okay, so that's simple math operations. Now also you have greater than, less than. So relationships like a less than b, that's false. Is a greater than b, that's true. Okay, these are booleans. Remember, true is a boolean. So if you just check the type of true, that's boolean. And again, false is also a boolean, right? So 0 1, right? That's a boolean. So true is equal to 0, um, that's false. Okay, so because 0 is integer, right? So type of 0, um, okay, so I think this will give me true, right? Of course. So when you say true, that's basically 1. But when you say false is equal to 1, false is equal to 0, that will again be true, right? So 0 1, 0 means false, 1 means true. Also the corresponding boolean is true or false, right? So these are booleans. And what I have done here is it's not equal to sign. This is double equals. That means it's checking whether are these two quantities equal or not. Okay. So definitely for not equal, you will say let's say false not equal to 1, that's true, right? So this is for not equal to, right? So not equal to means this one and this, that's not equal to. So 3 not equal to 4, that's again true, right? But 3 not equal to 3, that is false, right? Because 3 is and 3 and 3 are equal, right? So this is something you can do with Python. And now if you want to check, if you want to do complicated math, right, this is not good enough, right? For example, if you want to take the square root, or maybe you want to take the you want to evaluate trigonometric functions, etc., it's not good enough. These are not good enough. So for that, what we will do is we will try to import something. Okay, we will try to import something called as a math module, right? So what's this import, right? So what we are doing here is we are trying to import a file, basically, a kind of a file which has functionalities, especially specifically for math, right? To doing math. So when I do this, when I write this command, Python is, importing that particular, file with all the functionalities specifically for math. Now, if I want to access, let's say, so math dot, right? Now inside math, I'm going into inside math and I'm trying to access something called as pi. And this will output the pi, right? Because inside the file, inside the math file, there is something called as pi, and pi is basically the pi that we know, right? Math.e, again, the e number e will be output, with the output here. Also, you have something called as math.sign, sign of 0, which is 0 again, math.sign of 90. This is something else because this is in radians, right? So first thing, sine is the trigonometric function, the sine that we know, and to access that you use math.sign, and then inside the bracket you put the corresponding radians, and then it will give you the answer, right? Similarly, you have math dot, so math dot cos, math dot, seek, math dot tan, math dot arctan, etc., right? So all that is there. Now if you want to take the square root, so math.sqrt, math.square root of 3 will do this, right? So basically math.sqrt3, and it will give you the output, right, to evaluate square roots. Also, instead of using a star star b, you can do math.pow a comma b, right? It will give you the same result. So this is basically raising a to the power of b, and it will output the value, right? Or maybe math.exponentials, right? So e to the power 10 is basically this, and that's what you have here, right? So inside math, I wrote, so before I wrote that math.arctan. So there's nothing called as arctan, but there's something called atan, which is the same thing, but it's named atan. So if you're confused with notations, all you just need to do is use the help command. So help, and inside which you can put whatever is it that you want to seek help with. Seek help. So help of math will give you, a document containing all the available. So in this case, all the available functions inside the math module. So there's floor, there's factorial, there is a whole bunch of things inside. So atan hyperbolic, atan. So it's atan and not arctan, right? So you can use help to access, help. Okay, so that's how you do use the help function. Now let's talk about something else. So there's one more data type or the object called sets, which I did not discuss. So let me create a set for you. So z is equal to, well, if you remember, this is how we created dictionaries, but this time, instead of key value pairs, I'm just going to put the objects that I want to create. Right now, what will happen here is, okay, so there's an error being thrown that's called unhashable type list. So let me just remove this one and let's see what happens. Yeah, so it worked. So z, now z is, if I try to check the type of z, it's a set, right? Okay, so basically a set is it's let's just make it into a hash. Set is basically unordered and unordered collection of elements, and you cannot have repetition. So for example, here if I try to access z of, let's say, 0, it will throw an error, right? Because set object is not scriptable. So again, as I said, unordered collection of elements. So elements, and also there cannot be repetition, right? So this will throw an error. And also, if I say z is equal to 1 comma 1 comma, sorry, let me put a 1 here, 2 comma 3 comma str in. If you now try to access z, it's 1 2 3 and then str in, right? So there are no repetitions, right? Let's see if we can do the counting. I don't think we can do a count, but exactly. So there's no attribute called count because z has unique elements, right? And also you saw that when I tried to put a list inside that, there was an error here. So basically, a set can take strings, strings and numbers, floats and integers, etc. Maybe even tuples, I guess. Let's just check. 3, and there should be no problem with that. There's okay. The set is okay with this, but not with less, right? Also, maybe you can check if dictionary is possible. So 1 is 2, and 2 is 3, and then comma 1 comma 2.0, and again there is an error because unhashable type dict, right? So okay, so there's an error with dictionary and lists, but other than that, the set is going to accept the other data types like float, integers, and tuples and strings. Right now, just like in lists, tuples, dictionaries, etc., and strings, you can do things with sets, right? So to access all the methods available in a set, all you just need to do is, z is a set, z dot, and then if you're in Jupyter Node as I am, then just press the tab button, and then you can see all the available methods available for the set, right? So you can add, clear, copy, difference, discard, etc. is subset, superset, pop, remove, union, update, right? So let me do the union. Let's do the union with 1, 2, and 5. Let's see what happens here. So z was 1, 2. When you do the union with 1, 2, and 5, you have 1, 2, and 5, right? That's the union. So the common elements are just ones. It's being displayed once, and the new ones is being added, right? So z dot union. Now let's do z dot add. Z dot add 6. Let's see if it works. So z is 1, 2, and 6. Okay, so That's because Z was 1, 2, right? And when you do the union, it's giving me a new set, right? So the original Z is unchanged. When you do Z dot add 6, and then when you press Z, uh, it's giving me 1, 2, and 6, right? So let's just try to you know um, try this once again. So Z is 1, 2. Okay, Z is 1, 2, 6. Let's let's start from here. Z is 1, 2. Now Z is Z. Now Z dot add 6, and now do this Z, it will show me 1, 2, and 6. Now when I do Z dot union, Z dot union 6, 5, this will give me a new set, right, with the union, which is the union of these two sets, but the original Z is unchanged, right? Because as expected, it should be unchanged, but you can add elements to it. You can update, right? You can update, right? Update with sets, right? 2, 3, and when you press Z, you will see the 1, 2, 3, and 6, right? So it's basically, when you use update, you can update with another set, right? Another set. And update is, unlike in union, update directly affects the Z, right? So now Z is something else. It has changed, right? Basically, it has tried to do the union of Z. Initial Z was 1, 2, 6 with the set, but the Z has changed. It has been updated, right? So in the same way, you can have Z dot pop. So it has popped the first one. So Z dot pop. Again, it has popped the next one. Of course, there is no, it is not ordered, I guess, because when you try to access Z of 0, it is going to throw me an error, but it's going to pop out according to the way it is displayed here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6. So when you do pop, it's popping out the first one, the second one, etc. Right? So that's pop, and then you can do remove. Z dot remove. Now if I print Z, this is going to be 3, 6 because I have popped out. Now Z dot remove of 6. This is going to work out, and you see it's just 3. So difference between pop and remove is that pop will remove, according to, it will pop random element, let's say, right? But to remove, you need to specify which element that you want to remove, right? So in the same way, you can access all the other methods like clear, copy, difference, discard, etc. Right? A subset, and symmetric difference, union, update, etc. Right? So you can check all the available methods with sets as well, right? So the thing with set is that it cannot have repetition, and I think it will hold floats, integers, and strings, and tuples as well, but unhashable lists and dictionaries are not possible. Okay, now what we'll do is I will also show you how to convert a data type into another data type. So let's have a list. Right, so this is a list. Okay, let's start with I'm just thinking. Okay, this is a list. Now if I make it into a set, it will show an unhashable type list, right? Error. So let's just keep it like that and convert it into a set. It will form a set, right? Now if I assign L to this, then L has now become a set. And the cool thing is that the 2 is now, it's not repeating here, right? It's just displayed once. So inside L there's only one element called 2, right? There's only one element. And I think you can also convert it back. So list of L is just going to give you a list, or maybe you want to convert it into tuple of L. You will get a tuple, etc., right? So that is something which you can do with a set. And yeah, so that's the basic properties of a set. Okay.